Next, we want to talk about resolving cards in Jack and Poi, which is admittedly probably the most difficult thing to get about Jack and Poi. But once you get this down, it's so much easier to play the game. All right, so for the purposes of this video, we've set up 2 players. So this is my opponent's hand, essentially, or opponent's cards. These are my cards. All right, and this is my life tracker and permission tracker. This is the opponent's permission and life tracker. All right. Okay, so resolving cards happen in 3 cases. So a jack versus another jack. All right, that's the first case. Second case is one poi against another poi. All right, and the third and last case would be a poi versus a jack, which is the most difficult thing to resolve. But more on that later. All right, so how do we resolve jacks first and foremost? So let's say both players play a jack, all right, face down. Okay, so once the cards are face down, they are revealed. Okay, and it's essentially a rock versus another rock. Now, in the traditional rules of rock, paper, scissors, the hand game, this is essentially a tie. So since it's a tie, both players gain their respective permission. So I gain green permission since I played a rock, and my opponent gains green permission as well since he also played a rock. Now, if it were paper versus paper, then we'd be gaining blue permission. If it were scissors versus scissors, we'd be gaining red permission. So you get the idea. All right. Now, what happens if there's actually a winner and a loser in resolving these jacks, right? So let's just say I play a rock. So this is for the sake of making this video a little faster. They're all revealed already. So what happens when a player wins a jack exchange? So as we know, paper beats rock, right? So in rock, paper, scissors. And so what happens is the paper player gets the permission. So one blue from my opponent, and I get none. So that's the consequence of losing a jack exchange, as we call it. Now, that's not the only thing that happens, though. To add insult to injury, the losing player also gets -1 life. All right, so it's very, very crucial that you read your opponent very well in order to be able to win in jack exchanges, because it's essentially 2 consequences for you and all a gain for him. All right? Okay, so again, what happens then if I had played scissors instead? So scissors beats paper, and so I gain my my red permission. He gets none because he lost the exchange, and he even gets a -1. All right. So that also shows you that just being able to play jacks in the game very, very well and reading your opponent very well can actually win you the game. So you don't really need to play your powerful poise in order to win the game. As long as you can play your jacks properly, you can actually whittle your opponent's life down to 0 and win the game.